So my name's Michael. What we're going to do is we're going to debunk the claim that Shannon Watts, who is the leader and founder of Moms Demand Action. Moms Demand Action is one of the leading anti-gun, anti-Second Amendment groups in the United States. And her claim that she put out publicly is that it's easier to buy a semi-automatic rifle, like an AR15. It's easier to buy a semi-automatic rifle than it is to buy Sudafed. So we're gonna go try to buy an AR, and we're gonna go buy some Sudafed and see how everything turns out. Okay, so Ryan, we want to buy an AR rifle today. So we're assuming that I just give you money and you just give me the gun, right? Is that all that's involved?
It's not exactly how it works. Okay, so
what's required? What do I need to do to buy an AR?
All right, so first of all, you're going to need to fill out this booklet, and then we need to run a background check.
Okay, so this booklet right here has all my information. What's involved here? Tell me.
This is your name, address, questions about your criminal history, and questions about any kind of drug use.
Hi. What do I need for Sudafed? I heard it's behind the counter, that I need a prescription or something like that, or?
No prescription, just an ID.
Oh, just an ID?
Yep.
All right.
So I just fill out this information. You don't double check it. I don't need ID or anything like that. It's just whatever goes on that paper. I can write anything.
So again, that's not exactly how it works. So you're going to need at least 2 forms of ID. We'll need at least a driver's license and a proof of residence to prove where you live.
Okay, and do they check that at all? Is there any kind of background check?
Yeah, so we're going to do a background check including a criminal history and a history that includes any type of involuntary mental health issues.
So do they ask about mental health here?
You know, kind 2 months. This one you take every 12 hours, every 24, or 46.
Is there a capacity limit on it?
Yeah, there is a limit.
There's a limit on the capacity? Okay, how much? Now, do these need a background check or a waiting period on these?
I don't believe so.
Okay, all right, cool. How much?
The government does a whole complicated background check based on the information on this, based on what you show as an ID, and then fingerprints too, right?
Yeah, so the federal government does not require fingerprints, but that's where we get into the requirements of the state of California.
Okay,
up to this point, we've just been talking about the feds.
We're just talking about federal. So I was going to say...
Oh, yep, here you go. Thank you. And how much is it?
So certainly this has to do with, because we live in California. These are just California rules?
No, everything I've just stated, that's for the federal government. For the California government, well, that's where we get into all of this stuff.
Jeez, okay, so what's all this stuff?
Thank you so much. Take care of yourself. Thank you. Bye-bye.
So the first thing you need to do is study this booklet. Okay, this is a 45-page booklet, and you'll need to study this because there's going to be a test on some basic firearm safety rules involved in this book. Okay, then we have to take this test, which is 3 pages. We'll need that card to California. They also require us to collect signatures. They will also run a also check if you owe money to the DMV. If you owe money to the DMV in California, you cannot buy a gun.
Wow. Okay. And any old identification will do, though, right? I can show you my library card, or how does that work?
So, it's going to have to be a state-issued picture ID, the safety card that you get by taking this test, and then you'll also need another proof of residence.
Wow. Okay. So just to recap, I fill out this application. I have to have an identification that complies with federal law. Mm-hmm. I have to take a test. I have to pass the test. I have to go through a federal background check and a state background check where they check a bunch of different databases. Mm-hmm. Fingerprints. What else am I missing?
Don't forget the DMV. If you owe money to the DMV, if you have a speeding ticket that you didn't pay, say 10 years ago or something like that, they will hold your gun hostage until you get right with the DMV.
Okay, so you go through all that. What does that typically take?
Well, so in California, there's a 10-day wait. So
So what is this, about an hour's worth of paperwork?
We would recommend if you have to do the test, you need at least an hour in the store to take the test, complete the test. We need to print out the card, laminate it, get some signatures, and then we start on the paperwork for the gun. And that's going to be a good another 20 minutes or more.
Okay, so at least an hour of paperwork, multiple background checks, the right ID, a test, all this happens. But then I give you the money and I walk away with the gun, right?
No. At that point, then your 10-day wait starts.
So there's a 10-day wait period on top of that.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, but then I can buy any AR I want, right? Any kind of AR that they make, I can buy it. It can be fully automatic, or it can have any kind of feature, right?
No, unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, in California, there are a lot of restrictions on the types of guns that you can buy. So, for instance, in California, if you were looking to buy a handgun, there is a list of handguns that have been approved for sale in the state. Almost no guns have been added to that list since January 1st of 2013.
Okay, so I could buy any AR I want. It can be a fully automatic machine gun AR. It can be any AR I want with any feature that I want.
No, in fact, ARs are very, very restricted from what we would refer to as their free state brethren. An AR in California is extremely different from an AR in most other states.
And it's not fully automatic. It's not a machine gun.
It is not fully automatic. It's these days it's barely semi-automatic. You have to put some features on it that would essentially make it so that it's a lot harder to change out the magazine, or that it's harder actually to grasp and hold the gun, which would be a featureless style gun.
So there's no way I'm walking out of here today with an AR.
Absolutely not.
Okay, all right. And it's after what AR start out at what? $1,000?
I mean, the California compliance parts add some money to it. So we can if we really try hard enough, we can get them down into the mid 700s, low 800 range. After you pay taxes and fees, you're pushing 850, 900, and then for better quality guns, you're looking at a minimum of $1,000, $1,100, $1,200.
Okay, so $850, $900 minimum, an hour and a half of paperwork, multiple background checks, the right ID, a safety test, a 10-day wait period, and then maybe you get an AR. Is that my understanding?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And what about Sudafed? Do you guys sell Sudafed here?
No, we do not sell Sudafed here at the gun shop.
BYOS, bring your own Sudafed?
Bring your own Sudafed.
Okay, all right. Okay, so we sent you in to get Sudafed. Do you have Sudafed?
I have Sudafed. That was easy. I couldn't find the aisles. So I decided I'm going to go ask this pharmacist up there. Went up, asked her, and I said, do you have Sudafed? I heard I have to get from behind the counter. And they go, yeah. I said, do I need a prescription? She goes, no. I said, do I need a 10-day background check? She goes, absolutely not. This is getting a little weird on me right there. I said, is there a capacity? She said, yes, there is. I can only buy one box. But in reality, it only took me 5 minutes to go get some Sudafed.
Yeah, so, and you showed them your ID, you gave them cash, they gave you Sudafed. There was no 10-day wait period.
No.
You didn't have to fill out an application.
No background check.
No
but
background
all the paperwork, though, right? All the paperwork?
Yeah, what about all the paperwork you had to fill out?
There was no paperwork. I had to sign my name, which was some legal stuff, some legal jargon, probably in a database now.
Like on the receipt or something?
Yeah, something like that. And then that was it. I'd do a signature, buy some Sudafed, give her cash.
Yeah.
She scanned my ID, and I was out.
You're out, and that's it.
Easy
a little
day.
bit. You own a gun, right?
I own a few, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so was this easier or harder than buying a gun?
Oh, this was a hell of a lot easier, if you ask me. Yeah, my goodness.
Awesome. All right, great, Brady. Thank you.
My pleasure, guys.
Okay, so what do we find out today? Well, we found out that it takes just a couple of minutes to buy Sudafed. It's not a problem at all, and anyone that claims that it's harder to buy Sudafed than a semi-automatic rifle is simply not telling the truth. And we had some fun, and it's kind of funny that they'd make such an outlandish claim. And we feel like the more outlandish they get, the more extreme they get, the less in touch with the electorate and people in general they are. But this is a very serious issue. And if they refuse to take it seriously, if they continue to make false claims, we're not going to be able to make any kind of progress with some of the problems we do have in this country. So that's what we set out to do today. We set out to call them out and show them that what they're saying is false. This isn't the first time. We hope it'll be the last.
Without someone doing something about it, it's not going to get any better.